Hi everyone, I'm Sijo Matthew and I'm gonna present you a report on the topic how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the indoor sports and the recreation industry, specifically to the Canada Games Complex in the city of Thunder Bay. I have been mainly using the qualitative methods to conduct my research using questionnaires and surveys, and the survey has been created using Google Forms, and there were about 12 questions for the respondents to answer, and the survey questions were so generalized for making them it easy to answer. The survey have been sent to my friends and relatives, and I got about 35 responses, which was the main criteria for my analysis. The analysis of the survey points out that the industry has been greatly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the people got greatly affected doing their fitness activities and getting the trainings during the COVID pandemic. The closure of the training facilities had a huge impact on the individuals getting training during the period, and the home workouts were the only possible option for them. Now let's move on to the findings of the survey. The indoor sports and recreation industry has got a significant impact by the pandemic hit. The research didn't get a 100% satisfying response due to the pandemic stress, and the study was narrowed down to the online surveys. So these are the findings from my online surveys that I have done for my research. This were a set of 12 questions which were set on the Google Forms and was sent to my friends and relatives. As we have said that the COVID has a significant impact on the indoor sports and recreational activities, about 61% of the respondents of my survey said that it has really affected their indoor sports and recreational activities. Most of the people have said that walking is their favorite recreational activities, followed by cycling and running and jogging. So this information will help the indoor sports and recreational centers like the Canada Games Complex to open these facilities for the public, and this will help the centers to cope up with the difficulties during the pandemic. About 57% of the respondents stated that they were doing home workouts during the pandemic to remain fit, and the respondents said that they were doing virtual coaching, and this information is very useful for the indoor sports and recreational centers like Canada Games Complex to open virtual coaching for the people to balance out the losses that they made during the. The respondents feel comfortable when they return by maintaining proper health safety measures like sanitizing, social distancing, and temperature checks. Most of the respondents states that they are having a above average willingness to return to the recreational centers after the pandemic. So this will be a great information for the indoor sports and recreational centers. The COVID hasn't affected the confidence level of the respondents in visiting the indoor sports and recreational centers after the pandemic. And the survey states that most of the respondents are confident to return to the centers after the pandemic, and this will help to boom the industry after the pandemic. After concluding the data from the research, the indoor sports and the recreational centers had a significant impact due to the global lockdown. But the survey shows that the people are willing to return to the indoor sports and recreational centers like the Canada Games Complex after the pandemic is over. Thus, we can conclude that the indoor sports and the recreational industry will have a boom after the COVID-19 is over, because the most of the people are willing to return to the centers and are feeling confident to return to centers after the pandemic is over. Thank you.